Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Now I see that you really like these commentary games, so I decided to do another one and let's see what it's going to be the lesson for today. So he played e4, I played c6 and he played knight f3. We're gonna play d5. We have the Caro-Kann again. I almost always play the Caro-Kann, and we have the two knights variation. Um, Now against two knights, I just play bishop to g4, that's the main line. Now the move is h3, after which I just take the knight, he recaptures with the queen, and the move e6. Just stabilizing our center here, and he takes, which is probably not the best. I can just recapture with my c-pawn, and this pawn is no longer here, so I can put my knight there. So that's a good thing about this, about him taking. And you can see that he has his knight here on c3, and maybe he would prefer to have a pawn here on c3 so it can protect this pawn. Because now I just think that I'm going to develop my knight to c6. Or I can first play something like knight to f6, just develop and castle quickly. I mean, let's see what I want to do. I think both are okay for me. I'm just going to develop my knight here to f6 because I want to castle as quickly as possible. Okay, he gives me a check. That's not a problem. We're just going to put our knight here on c6. Also attacking this pawn, as we said, after we get rid of the pin. Okay, so a3 again. This move looks just pretty bad. Like in our previous video, one guy also played a3 without a very good reason, and it's just a waste of time, I think. He should castle, I think, instead of this. So, okay, I'm just going to develop now my bishop to e7. Now, note that I didn't put my bishop on to d6, because he would play bishop to g5, and it would be a bit annoying, you know, also the queen is looking there. So, okay, he played bishop to g5 anyways, and now it's not that big of a problem. If he takes, I just recapture with a bishop. Thank you. You just gave me a bishop. You just gave me your bishop pair. So, okay, now I'm going to castle, and I'm also taking this pawn. You see d4 here and knight being on c3 is a lot of times not the best thing, because this pawn could be a bit weak. And a lot of times he has to move the knight somewhere and then play c3 to protect it. Now, okay, I'm not missing anything here, and he just blundered a pawn here without a reason. I also, you know, get his bishop, so that's just a very bad move here. Well, now I'm just going to take the bishop, getting rid of his bishop pair, and okay, now I'm of course just better or almost winning, because I'm a pawn up, and yeah, that's just it. Now this move is actually not a threat, because I can just put my rook here on c8 and he has to go back. So I'm just going to get rid of this knight right now with the move a6. He's probably going to go, I don't know, here to d4. But again, it's not a problem. I'm just going to put my rook on the c file, put pressure on the half open file. That's where rooks belong, on open files. Yeah, what I want to do now. Well, I've been looking at this move, obviously, attacking both, but attacking the queen and the bishop. But of course, he takes my bishop. I take it with a queen. But I'm not sure if I want to do this. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm going to do this. I want to simplify, because I'm just a pawn up, you know, and I want to convert that advantage in maybe a king and pawn ending, which would of course be winning for me. So yeah, when you're up material, you usually want to go into the ending where this material is going to become pretty crucial. I also want to exchange queens probably here, just to get into the endgame, like I said. Okay, so let's try to convert our advantage into a win now. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my rook here on the open file. You know, just putting pressure on this pawn. Okay, he played c3. And now I'm just thinking about putting my knight here on c4, also attacking this pawn. It's more useful there on c4 than here, I think. So I'm just going to play knight to d6 and put my knight there. This is going to be a very nice square for our knight. If he ever pushes b3, he weakens this c3 pawn, also this b3 pawn. Okay, he did this, not surprised at all. So yeah, now I'm thinking about going back, but no, maybe he has this move. My knight is kind of hanging. So yeah, I mean, now I'm just going to double up on the c file because this pawn is really weak. That's what you want to do. If a pawn becomes weak, just double up on that file and try to attack it really hard. He's gonna try to defend it, then you most often have to create a second weakness. Okay, let's see. Now he went there. This means we can go here to b5 because he can't take our knight now. And we're pressuring this pawn even more. Next move is probably going to be something like queen f6, just putting maximum pressure on this c3 pawn because he weakened himself really, really badly. So yeah, after this move we could also have moves like d4 that could come, but I'm not sure. Maybe, because, you know, we have pressure here. So okay, he put his queen there, which I don't know what this does, but let's just put our queen on this f6 square, and he can't put the knight here because we just take, and we win our rook at the end. But okay, I'm really low on time. I have like 18 seconds, so I have to play faster. And I'm just winning a pawn here. I'm just going to take the pawn on the next move. He can't protect it. He can't use his other rook to protect it. I mean, he can push it, but then again, we just take, and he gets another weakness here, another weak pawn. Or actually, we can just take here, take the pawn, because his rook here is hanging because of the queen. That's why you have to solve tactics. And if you haven't seen my video on best calculation books, please check it out because I think it's pretty useful. So he's thinking for a really long time now because he knows that his position is just very bad. Okay, let's just take this. And yeah, let's just take this. This works totally. He takes here, I take his rook there. Or I can even first take this this one. Yeah, let's take this one. Then when he recaptures, we take his rook here. Or he doesn't have to recapture, I mean, we just won another pawn, as you can see here. We just have to defend the back rank mate here, and we should be fine. I'm sorry, I'm very low on time. Okay, he gets one more pawn, but let's just take this pawn. We get the pawn back, so it's not a problem. We're just going to push this pawn up the board. Of course, we're not going to hang our knight, and we should be winning this. We just have to. Okay, let's pin his knight to the king. That's almost always a nice thing to do. Okay, let's move our knight. I'm sorry for not talking too much here, but okay, my move is going to be queen to c6 if he does nothing with his queen. Okay, anyways, queen to... Oh my goodness. I just gave my knight away. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever. We're still gonna try to hold this. Let's see. if we succeed with 3 seconds on the clock. Very optimistic. I mean, it should probably be a draw, I think, or not, because we also have a passed pawn here and chance of the perpetual check because of our queen here. It could be a draw, but probably pretty hard. Let's just push our passed pawn. He's trying to attack us here. Okay,